You're on to a station that believes in you. We are the pride of the people. This is High Power 102.7 FM, the pride of the people.
The time is 12 o'clock. Good afternoon. Here is iPower 102.7 FM Midday News. I am Florence Ibhareman. First, the headlines. Nigerians kick against the IMF on new task recommendations. Governor seeks a more constitutional right over security. On the foreign scene, Kenya court found Mr. of contempt over U.S. Ebola site. And in sport, Galatasaray holds on to Osimhen despite £125 million offer. Details of this and more in a moment. Please stay tuned. Glad to have you back. Now the news and details, starting from the details. The International Monetary Fund IMF recommendation of more taxes on a telecommunication service on and petroleum products for Nigerian government has sparked angry reactions from citizens. It could be recalled that recently the IMF recommended introducing taxes on fuel product and telecommunication service in Nigeria as part of broader measures to increase government revenue and create fiscal space for development spending and social intervention. The government in a statement had stressed that recommendations contained in the IMF report were not binding on Nigeria and should not be interpreted as official government policy. It maintained that decision on taxation could only be made through constitutional and legislative processes and would be guided by national priorities and prevailing economic realities. State government are seeking greater constitutional authorities over security operations within the domain and guaranteed funding arrangement for the proposed state police service. Report says a high-level strategic meeting involving State Attorney General, legal experts and senior security officials convened by the Nigerian Government Governors Forum Secretariat in Abuja provide one of the clearest framework for the establishment of state police in Nigeria, detailing proposal on operational power, funding mechanism, personnel management, oversight structures, and the relationship between federal and state policing institutions. The report described the deliberation as a significant milestone in ongoing effort to strengthen the country's security architecture through a decentralized policing system that balances local security need with constitutional safeguard and national cohesion. The federal government has held an emergency stakeholders meeting and ordering regulators to crack down on hoarding speculative storage and artificial scarcity to combat skyrocketing cooking gas LPG price. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, who convened the meeting in Abuja, described the rising cost of cooking gas as a major public welfare concern, requiring urgent and coordinated intervention across the entire LPG value chain. According to him, the government remains committed to prioritizing locally produced LPG for domestic consumption as part of broader effort to improve availability, stabilize price, and prevent diversion of supplies meant for local markets. Providing an update on supply conditions, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulators Authority (NMDPRA) disclosed that average daily LPG supply had increased from 4,262 metric tons in May to 5,040 metric tons in June. Away from that, a witness from the Department of State Security, DSS Adeji Adeyanju, in the trial of former Governor of Kaduna State Nasiri El-Rufai, has confirmed that the accused confessed to wiretapping the telephone lines of the National Security Advisor, NSA, Nuhu Ribadu. Adeyanju told the Federal High Court in Abuja that he appeared for an interview program on Arise Television on February 16, 2026, the same day El-Rufai confessed on the same television. Led in evidence by the prosecution counsel, Oluwole Aladedoye, Adeyanju said he was present when El-Rufai made a statement on air, and that when further questioned during the interview, the former governor said someone carried out the phone taping and passed the information to him. This media news is coming to you from iPower 102.7 FM in Murili, Owo. Still to come on the foreign scene, Kenyan court found Mr. of contempt over U.S. Ebola site. And in sport, Galatasaray holds on to Osimhen despite £125 million offer.
Whether you're tuning in for breaking news, in-depth analysis, or community updates, Hyper 102.7 FM remains your most trusted source, because when it comes to news, the truth matters. Hyper FM 102.7.
Welcome back, 027 FM. We are also on Radio Garden. Now to the foreign scene. Kenya's High Court has found the Health Minister of contempt for the moving ahead with construction plans for a quarantine facility for the United States nationals infected with Ebola virus in violation of court order. Justice Patricia Made, in a decision, said Health Minister Aden Duale had commissioned construction at site in central Kenya despite multiple orders issued in late May and early June to halt activities. It could be recalled that President Williams Ruto said he ordered the site construction because it was 20 years. However, the court ordered constructions to stop after complaints by the Katiba Institute Rights Group argued that the center was being developed secretly and without consultation. So on the agreement being reached with the U.S. to release $12 billion in frozen Iranian fund. This comes after the U.S. announced a temporary easing of sanctions to allow the sales of Iranian oil and petrochemical till August 21. U.S. President Donald Trump says that Tehran had agreed to allow international nuclear inspection and that any released Iran asset will be used to buy U.S. agricultural products. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israeli troops will continue to occupy southern Lebanon and demolish Hezbollah infrastructures. And in sport, Galatasaray have rejected a bid of £125 million for Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen, reaffirming their determination to hold until the Nigerian forward despite mounting pressure from European club ahead of the summer transfer window. Report says the offer was immediately turned down by the Turkish champion, who have also previously rebuffed the €125 million proposal from Atletico Madrid, while Manchester United and Barcelona are still in the pursuit of the 27-year-old. The former Napoli striker has scored 59 goals in 74 appearances for Galatasaray, including 15 league goals and 5 assists in 22 matches this season, as well as 7 goals and 3 assists in 10 UEFA Champions League appearances before the club elimination by Liverpool in the round of 16. To end the iPower 102.7 FM Media News, let us take another look at the main points. We told you in the course of the bulletin that the International Monetary Fund (IMF) recommendation of more taxes on telecommunication service and petroleum products for the Nigerian government has sparked angry reactions from citizens. We equally informed you that state governors are seeking greater constitutional authorities over security operations within their domain and guaranteed funding arrangement for the proposed state police service. On the foreign scene, we informed you that Kenya's High Court has found the health minister in contempt for moving ahead of construction plans for a quarantine facility for the United States nationals infected with the Ebola virus in violation of court orders. And in sports, we informed you that Galatasaray has rejected a bid of 125 pounds in millions for Super Eagles striker Victor